Hello and welcome to the development team update from the Tau team. It's December, the last month of the year. So I'm going to pass it over to Grim for his big roundup and overview of the month.
Thank you, Fola, and welcome everyone to the December update for the development team. On the TML side, David finished a long overdue refactoring of the TML code where he eliminated several class interdependencies, which did not need to be there and which simplified TML code in general. He also managed to fix all the regression tests that broke in the progress, which was no small feat. And he added documentation to the overall TML architecture. And now he's working on some maintenance tasks for the GitHub repository for TML. Juan also continued his work on first order logic in TML, where he reviewed some of the query answering semantics, and he also reviewed non-prenex formulas and also revised some of the data type aspects of first order logic. He's also been helping me on TML documentation as well. Tomasz continued his work on the Tau parsing library with Umar, where he finished the transformation of the G grammar language, and he also optimized conjunction resolving in the Tau parsing library, and he also added file and stream input for the parser. And he's also started working on the README file for the parser repository. Umar, working with Tomasz, also continued working on the Tau parsing library, where he implemented edge-based retrieval of graphs from the parse forest, which does provide a maximum core for ambiguous resolving of the grammar. He also worked on further tree extractions and also providing graphs as entries as new data abstractions in addition to the overall parse forest. Luca continued his work on 2CNF extraction for BDDs, which will help with the scalability of BDDs. Last month, he ran into a difficulty where he needed to be able to remove some loops in his graphs, but he realized when he did that, it caused a split in the graph that caused further difficulties in with implications and equality extraction. So he's been looking at a new algorithm for doing that safely, and particularly he's looking at the Laplacian matrix of a graph in order to enhance the extraction algorithm. On the Agoras Live side, Andre ran actually into a major UI issue that was caused by one of the components that we were using. So that's good that we managed to figure that out during testing on several platforms. So we're looking at replacing that component, or actually, yeah, we already found the replacement for it. And the other major UI issue had to do with appointment making with some of the early testers, users, or beta testers, or more like alpha testers, realized that it was too complicated and unintuitive, and they said it lacked visibility into the professor schedules. So here we worked that appointment making functionality, and now we're ready for further testing. I think that sums it up for development team for the month of December. Thank you, everyone.
All right, fantastic. Thanks so much for your overview, Karim. And I'll pass it over to David for his update this month.
Thank you, Fola. Hi, everyone. As Karim said, this month, I have finished the refactoring of the TML source code. I have all the regression tests passing as expected, not only in the main branch, but also when dealing with hiatus and other development. I have also added the documentation for the overall architecture of the TML as it is right now with all the changes. And as Karim commented also, I have been working in several minor issues with minor hiatus regarding the integration between TML and the GitHub pipelines and so several changes have been needed in the GitHub actions, and few tweaks have been needed in order to proper count and recognize the language that we are using in the project. Apart from that, I'm also taking a look to the development test, and that's all for the month. Thanks.
Thank you very much, David. And now I'll pass it over to Luca for his update this month.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Fola. So this month, I realized that loop removal in an undirected graph can actually cause a connected component to split. And in my setting, this means that equality extraction in the implicational graph for the to CNF data structure can create new weakly connected components. Now, in order to get an efficient algorithm to detect whether removing a particular edge will create such a new component, I studied the Laplacian matrix a bit and came up with an algorithmic solution to the problem and implemented that. And besides this, I've been following the lectures by Lewis, and for this I studied the alternating tree automaton a bit more in depth on infinite trees, and that's been my month so far. So thank you, and I'll pass it back to Fola.
Thanks very much, Luca. And we'll pass it over to Tomasz for his update for the month.
Thank you, Fola, and hi everyone. This month I finished transformation of a language for writing grammars. The result of the transformation is a grammar structure which is understandable by the parser. I've optimized the resolving of conjunctions. I've updated the parser so it accepts not just the string but also input stream or a file. And I did some work on documentation for the parser, and I'm still doing some refactorings and changes to improve usability of the parser. That's it from me.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Ahad, let us know how your month has progressed.
I started implementing the Tau language. There is a new repository on GitHub with some initial code. And on the theoretical front, we are trying to solve some difficult question of how to allow Tau speak about future updates even beyond what it is able to speak now. So it is similar, but not exactly, to have additional time dimension of versioning, speak about those points of time in the same way that we already have the temporal logic about the point of times, the points in time of the steps of the program itself. So that's all.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Ahad. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. Hello and goodbye for the year. We'll see you in January. We'll also be on Telegram and all the socials in the meantime. But again, thank you for supporting us, and we appreciate you very much. And we will see you on Telegram and Twitter. Cheers.